What is going on, guys, and welcome back into the Rams house. And what a win that was for us to get not only a playoff win, but a playoff win that was a blowout versus a divisional opponent. What other way would you want it? Coming into this game, I was expecting the Rams to win. I was pretty confident about that, but I did not expect a blowout, and I did not expect it to go the way that it did. Am I complaining? No way. This was a fun one to watch, so let's just dive right into it. In my opinion, this was the most complete game the Rams have played this entire season. And what better way to do it than in a playoff game when it really matters? Throughout the whole regular season, what you've done in the regular season, it doesn't count. The playoffs count now, and we played a very complete game. This is definitely one of the most fun ones to watch, and it's just good to see all the phases coming together. You talk about the defense, the special teams, the offense, all of our phases played about as good as you could play. You saw the game plan that we had going into it. I mean, you know that you can be confident in your game plan and how well it's going to work. But when you execute it pretty much to perfection, I mean, that's got to be something satisfying for the coaches, for the players, and for the fans. On the defensive side of the ball, it seemed like the Rams just really applied the pressure early. The front seven was getting after Kyler Murray, and that's exactly what you want to do. I talked about it in the preview. You have to contain those edges and make sure that he can't get outside, and you have to apply the pressure up the middle or from anywhere that you can get it. Make sure he doesn't extend plays with his legs, because that's where he's most dangerous. With Kyler Murray being inexperienced, this being his first playoff game, I mean, you got to rattle him early, and that's what we did. We absolutely just got after him, and it seemed like the whole night he was just confused. He didn't know what to do. He was in his head, and the Rams poured on the points, not only on the offensive side of the ball, but on the defensive side of the ball to make them very one-dimensional. I mean, they were just passing it almost every single play, and we had the answers for it, and that was so fun to see. You saw our defense creating turnovers, like David Long Jr. getting that pick six when we were so close to a safety. Then you saw Marquise Copeland getting an interception, and you could just tell that our defense had a great game plan coming into it, and we got into Kyler Murray's head. If we gave him all day to throw the football and he had time to think, I'm sure this game could have been different, but it's really about what we were able to do with that front seven, get in his head, and then let our other guys do the rest. So I was very pleased on the defensive side of the ball on what we were able to do, get ahead of him, get onto him early, and really affect his decision making and what he was able to do or not able to do against the Rams. Offensively, I really liked what I was seeing. Obviously, I was getting tired of hearing the Matthew Stafford is 0-3 in the playoffs narrative. I just was tired of hearing it at this point, because obviously he was on a completely different team. I wanted to see him come out and show that he can play in a playoff game, because I believed in him. I know that he has the talent. He has a great supporting cast around him, and he was not even called upon that much to throw the ball, but when he did, he was on, and he wasn't missing throws. If anything, it was guys dropping passes. He was on his game, and he was making the right decisions, making the right throws. When the pressure was on, he decided to take off and run with it himself, which you love to see, and he just wasn't trying to do too much, and it was a very, very clean passing game. Talk about the running game. I mean, what a game by Cam Akers. I loved seeing Cam Akers back in this game. It was so fun to see that explosiveness back in our offense that we really needed, and seeing him in the passing game. I mean, he almost had a touchdown from a pass from Stafford. I think he was doing a wheel route, streak route, something like that. It was just so fun to see the electricity, the energy he brought back. So many more holes for him to be running through as opposed to what he was dealing with versus the 49ers. It's just fun. Cam Akers adds another element to this offense. And then you just talk about the sheer numbers. We passed the ball 17 times and ran it 38 times. That is not something that you hear much when you're talking about the LA Rams. When you think of the Rams, you think of Sean McVay. He's very pass happy. He oftentimes abandons the run, but the run was really what was opening up things for the passing game, and we were using it to complement really, really well, and we were running well. And you see when this happens, it takes some pressure off of Stafford. We're not one-dimensional, and we can move the football well. And not only that, it's just a really good thing to watch, a really fun thing to watch. Cam Akers running through those holes, explosive holes. A couple of them I thought he would house on some big runs, so he just did so much. And then you talk about the big game by Odell. I mean, throwing that 40-yard pass, I could not believe that. I've been wanting to see that on the Rams. I wasn't sure if we would. Perfect pass from Odell, and he was involved on a bunch of other plays, like that fade route in the end zone when he was doing slants. He is having a bigger and bigger role and a bigger impact on this Rams team as the season goes on. He's getting touchdowns, and he looks like he's having fun out there, and it's so fun to see the chemistry that the Rams and Matthew Stafford Odell are starting to build, because obviously we've seen the missed throws to him and everything, but not last night. It seems like they were on the same page. The whole offense just felt so cohesive. Then you talk about the special teams. I mean, we're just not missing kicks. Johnny Hecker had a great night. Brandon Powell, definitely our returner of the future, I hope. I mean, what he's been able to do in his short time he's been with the Rams is really impressive. Definitely our best returner we've had in a while. It was just such a fun game to watch, guys. Let me know what you think down below. Those are my thoughts. I could go on and on for days. My preview video for Rams vs. Bucks will be coming out soon, so make sure to subscribe down below and like the video. But as for me, I'm Raves House. I hope you guys have an amazing day. Horns up and God bless, guys.